a crystal ball. All right, it is Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. I am super late to getting this going, but I apologize. It's just been one of those days. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope everyone is taking care of themselves with schools back in session. We are on day 2 and we're doing fantastic with distance learning, and I hope you guys are too. So we are going to talk about an update with the Duggars. Now, a couple weeks ago, there was a synopsis that was listed for this upcoming episode of the Duggar family. Now, it was slated to air on September 15th, but instead, today's episode is going to be about Jana's garden. The family creates this sort of mini greenhouse for her to build and, plant her plants. She's very into gardening. So the episode, I will recap that tomorrow, but what I want to talk about is what happened at the end of this episode. So at the very end of the episode, they are doing a synopsis for the next week, or sort of a preview. In the preview, you see Abby, and they talk about having, parenting during the pandemic. They have a family Zoom conference, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're like, we have someone that's going to be joining us. And it's like, okay. And it's Justin Duggar. Okay, so Justin Duggar, at this point in time, 17 years old, and then suddenly everyone is like, oh my gosh, that's great, yay! And the thing is that it says that somebody is courting, so they're announcing someone's courting. Okay, so here's how I know it's Justin, and we thought it might be James, but clearly it's Justin, and this has actually been circulating since January. So back in January, some sleuths on the interwebs from Reddit and I believe another couple places found that Justin had a fake Google account under a pseudonym, Dudley Do-Right. And on the photo of this Dudley Do-Right, it was a photo of Justin cheek to cheek with this girl. And they find that he has this girl in this photo. They are definitely closer than ever you would allow a Duggar to get with a girl if they are not more than friends. So when they start courting, they can kind of do some side hugs, and they don't typically hold hands or do any sort of more hugging than that. Once they're engaged, they can kind of ramp it up, but really when they're courting, it's still a very, very limited touch. So with that, there was some sleuthing done that determined that this account was in fact Justin, because he had left 2 separate reviews on a business for his brother Jason's construction company, and then another one on the Champion Motor Cars page on Google. So he has left 2 Google reviews for 2 Duggar companies. And on those reviews, which were posted more than a year ago, he did great under the Buildmaster Construction. He said he did great work and showed up on time, not overpriced, but he did some top of the line work. So that's hilarious because he left him a 5-star review, and meaning that he's certainly never bought anything from his brother Jason. I think he actually helps Jason with his construction company. And then over to Champion Motor Cars, he said, my truck purchase through these guys was fantastic. Great inventory and amazingly low prices. Now, this wouldn't be the first time people leave fake reviews. That's not super shocking, okay? But the fact that there's a photo attached to him with a young girl. Now, some additional sleuthing done, again, by the people on Reddit, they determined that it's a woman named Claire Spivey. Now, interestingly, I was able to locate Claire's Instagram page, and she is at private, but Ginger is following her. So it's in the same photo that he is in with the girl that he's standing cheek to cheek with. But the funny thing is I can't find a ton of information about who this girl is. I don't know if she's from Arkansas. Her Instagram account is private, and I wasn't able to locate her on Facebook. So I'm not quite sure, but my question is why are they in such a hurry to get him married? Are they hiding something about Justin? This is young. I mean, very young. He's 17, and I don't know how old Claire is. Claire she looks almost identical to Jana, and he's got 4 older brothers that haven't even haven't courted. So Jed, Jeremiah, Jason, and James, all 4 of them aren't courting. They're older. Jed's running for office. Jeremiah is, I don't even know, maybe in school. I don't really know. Jason's got his construction business, and Justin and James actually work with their brother, which is also interesting because Justin's probably graduated from high school, but he also has been spending a lot of time working for his brother, which always makes me wonder, like, how much time was Justin doing schoolwork? I often wonder about their education levels because sometimes on the show, I'm almost stunned at some of the gaffes they make in terms of Ben not knowing how to read a, clock, and Aunt Joy struggling with the X meaning for multiplication. There's just some things about their education that, I'm pretty sure Jana is giving their kids, not because she's a bad person, but because Michelle is lazy. Anyways, this is an odd announcement. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not like Joy, actually, she got engaged really young too. I mean, she started courting Austin very young. I think she was 18 as well. So they wouldn't be the first Duggar kid to get like courting this young. It's just surprising that it's one of the boys that's like so young when there's 5 Duggars that are older than him that haven't courted yet. It's whoa. And then Jana's episode that we'll recap tomorrow is about her singleness and how she's loosening up some of her rules and how she's willing to date someone outside of Arkansas, and she'll travel to the ends of the earth to be with whoever it is that she loves. So Jana's, dealing with the being single stuff and all the questions that happen once you hit 30. Girl, I've been there. It happened to me. You'll find the one, I promise. But Justin, man, what do you think about this? Part of me is just like, are they trying to cover up for something? Because I feel like this is what happened with Mr. Josh. He got into the scandal and suddenly he was courting and he was with Anna. You had Josiah, who had all these rumors swirling around him, and they get him into one courtship with Marjorie that blows up. And then suddenly he is with Lauren, and Lauren was very young as well, 19, when she got married. So is Justin, like, did the Alert Academy not work, or have they not considered the Alert Academy? Because that's where they love to send their boys when they're not being obedient. Or is this a way for him to get out of the house and into his own world? I mean, that is one way to get away from your controlling dad, is by getting engaged and courting. Now he's, again, not engaged, but courting almost always with the Duggars leads to engagement. There's only been one failed courtship. Well, I think, actually, no, Jana had maybe one. Jana's never announced one formally, but she is rumored to have courted at least maybe 2 guys. I don't know. But the Duggar courtships rarely fail. They almost always end up in marriage. So what do you think about this? Justin, huh? He'll be 18 in November. So does that mean when 18 comes around, he'll be announcing his engagement? And we'll have to figure out who Claire Spivey is. If any of you fundies know who she is, or you ex-fundies have intel, let me know. Leave me some comments or send me an email. All right, you guys, I will leave me some comments about what your thoughts are, and I'll be back later with more. Bye, guys.